My name is Sven-Eric Schapke. I've been into the BIM and digital twin area for around about 20 years now. I just recognized quite a lot of years I've been also active in research and standardization. But today I'd like to talk about LogLab, which I have just recently joined a company, and thanks Eduard for inviting us to. It's actually more a business case than an industry case. And it's a little bit about our company and the way of our company. So what is LogLab doing? LogLab is actually building digital twins since 2017. Obviously some digital representation of real world objects. In our cases, this is 80% existing buildings. So there are no BIM models, sometimes they're not even drawings. We do digitize existing structures. But when we do that, you've seen that it's object-oriented. So it's not a facade, it's not just good looking, it's actually semantic objects. They all have an address and you can connect it to other systems. But what you also see, these models quite often are quite a bit of fun. And that's an important part of our job. We have, over the last years, built more than 4,000 models and used them in various digital twin use cases. From training, asset management, documentation, etc., etc. But essentially, we always started to scan the environment or maybe take some drawings and design information. And then we did a lot of custom development and development with software partners. And one of the problems is we had a lot of customers saying, this is great, but I need an update from these 4 models and then these 20 models. And we recognized this is not scalable. They wanted to use more standard applications, not custom applications. They wanted to have more models faster. So our result was, okay, we need another partner. And so the company has been acquired by Hexagon last year, which is a large company. And for us, that was clear. We need to port our technology, which we all called platform in the beginning, but it was our platform, to a platform that we share with a lot of others. So essentially what we did say, we have 3 topics. We need to scale how we build these models, so scanning, collaboration, changing, updating, maintaining. We need to scale the way and be more flexible how we connect with other systems. So we need bridges, smart connectors. And obviously, I mean, the industry, generative AI is on everybody's door. People expect these models to be generated a lot faster. We've always been using intelligent, smart services, but obviously we're also investigating a lot of that new technology. So this is the topic. And fortunately, some of the stuff we do there are on this Hexagon digital reality cloud that we're using. Some of that technology we already have and put it on that platform. And some of them, that technology we find with partners, and particularly partners that have larger platforms as well. Not like single partners, we still work with them, but the idea is really scaling with open, established platforms. So what is our platform? Hexagon Digital Reality is a classical platform with user management collaboration. The special things is it has a lot of visualization technology and quite a lot of automated services that we can use. And here are some of the apps you find on there. So global geospatial data is on there. Scanning, a lot of the Hexagon Leica scanners are connected to that. All that stuff is available. And how we use it, we essentially use that platform to support this workflow from the first capture of the data to spit out a model or a full application in the end. And obviously in 10 minutes, impossible to give you an insight on each of these steps, so I'm just picking a few. That is exactly the beginning where we use a lot of Hexagon technology. Scanning technology, automatic meshing, automatic registration, all this, I think we've had that in one of the workshops. Whatever scanning technology or sensor you're using, you're integrating a lot of data and you need to clean it up and harmonize it and simplify it essentially. Then obviously we're using a lot of machine learning to actually generate models, but that's a whole lecture. So one of the things I wanted to point out is with the new technology, things are converging. We're not talking about large-scale model, small-scale model, point clouds, models, or semantic models. This is all coming together, and we see that very nice. This is a model from Munich, aerial LiDAR scanner, very much on top. The whole Munich area then merged with scanning data from the street. And then if you go a bit further, this is obviously where we want to go. Same model, but then integrated and overlaid, or you can just feel it with a log-lab model, which then is really object-oriented model that you can further process and further integrate. So here, worlds are coming together. One step further in that chain, it's a little stuck. How do we provision these models? Quite often we used to ship these models. Now obviously we have them on an open platform, and essentially there are three ways our customers get these models. One is typical BIM or CAD formats, and then we support a handful of them. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. Then obviously we have our own viewing technology that works both on the client as well as on the web. So we provide you a viewer to look at all our models, and you see that is a quite nice immersive feeling. It has a lot of key core collaboration features. But what we also do is we ship that into mixed reality or virtual reality environments. And then you can take it from there. And the key point I'm making here, virtual or mixed reality platforms, this is a whole universe of software that's out there. Don't try to reinvent it, but hand over the data. Then obviously we're working on quite a lot of tools to make integration easier. That is low-code connection to IoT or asset management, filter data, write rules to map data, et cetera, Our own viewer, obviously, you can integrate there's an SDK available. And then last but not least, we do custom development with some of our tools. So summarizing up, these are the use cases we have across the life cycle of a building where we use our twin. So getting the data, using it in design, using it in documentation, using it in training, using it in operations. And there are quite a few platforms out there where we're trying to make that connection and not do the technology ourselves. Yes, it's a bit of name dropping. There are quite a few new partners, but this could be smaller partners as well. We don't mind. The most important is it is established, it's there, and it's scaling. Otherwise, we don't get the speed that we want. And then obviously leaving you with, so like a video that goes through the whole chain from the beginning to the end. That's quite a bit of hexagon technology. And at the end, it's Omniverse that consumes it. That is the digital reality platform. We go in, that is the geospatial information that's already available. We're looking at one factory from Hexagon in Switzerland. You see a little bit how we went and scanned the facility just with a small mobile scanner. The data that automatically comes from that scanner, you see it's sparse, it doesn't look that well. And then obviously the model that we created with the log-lab technology, cleaned, object-oriented. Then you can tear it apart, you see that. And then what we did with that model in this case, we handed that over into the Omniverse, and then the Hexagon robotics department were using the models to actually run their robots and do all their autonomous simulations. So we essentially in the end, we are just the space for the robots to interact in. That is like our story. And I can pause.